Okay, friends, this is Dr. John Worldpeace, JD, coming to you from Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I have decided to start making a lot of videos to promote my Worldpeace Teaching Peace curriculum. Now, I set this up because considering all the chaos in the world right now, there is no college or university in the world, I'm talking about the whole world, that has a curriculum to teach peace. Now, that to me is crazy. We teach everything else. We got a problem with chaos and violence, and nobody's teaching peace. Now, yes, there are some colleges that have courses in Martin Luther King and Gandhi and Jesus and so on and so forth, but no courses about how do we increase the peace. And definitely no degrees of any kind in peace studies. So I tried to interest some universities in doing this, let me come in and try to start coordinating and setting up a course to teach peace. Course curriculums leading to some degrees, certainly in the beginning at least to a bachelor's degree, but even before that just some credits, to for having taken some different courses. There was absolutely no interest, and I thought that was really weird. I know that universities are just as conservative as governments and religions and so on and so forth to not make any changes. But what I'm talking about is dealing with issues of the regarding the 6 major entities in the world human society that control the level of peace. Now, number 1, religions. Number 2, governments. Number 3, the courts of law. Number 4, the universities. Number 5, social media. Number 6, global corporations. Each one of these have control over tens of thousands, if not tens of millions of individuals. Tens or hundreds of millions of individuals. Talking about the Catholic Church, you got a billion people under their direction. So what are these corporations and these other entities doing or not doing that's either not reducing the level of peace in the society or potentially even increasing it? So that's what this course is going to be about. Why don't universities want to teach peace? Well, it's real simple. You see what level of chaos we have in the world right now. And every issue is a do or die issue with a right and left attitude toward it. So universities are run by boards primarily that oversee it, direct the money, decide what to teach, what not to teach, and so forth. And second level, the professors themselves. Now, all these people in any university, I don't care which one it is, you're going to have differences of opinion. Let's take the abortion issue. Okay, so first off, you've got to decide we're going to talk about abortion as part of the curriculum. Well, then we got two sides of that issue, and the board directors are going to say, no, we're not going to teach a religious aspect of this. We're going to make it purely political. And the other side says abortion is about life, and you've got to teach the religious, spiritual aspect of it. So automatically there's a fight within the board that's going to spread to the professors. And you're essentially, by trying to teach peace, you're going to create a civil war within the campus. And nobody wants that. No university wants that. That's why they don't want to teach peace. So I said, well, here's what we got to do. There's got to be one person, and I mean one person, not a group. If I have a group, corporation or whatever with me, then we're going to have arguments about what to teach and what not to teach and so on and so forth. So it's best if this is just one person. Now, let me say here, I am not going to start a university. I'm not going to start an organization. I'm not going to start a religion. I'm not going to start anything to promote the right or the left or the whatever of any issue. My objective, my metric is to get the conversation going. Let's find out what the problem is. What's the real problem with abortion? Now we know, they're killing babies. Well, you're not killing babies. Fetuses aren't babies. The law gives no rights to a fetus at all. Whatever protections exist, they are coming through the mother. But the fetus has no protection. So in the law, the fetus isn't recognized as anything. When it comes out of the womb, takes a breath a couple of times for a minute or so, then it's alive, then it's a child. Then it has all kinds of rights. But prior to that, it's nothing. The law doesn't recognize it. So anyway, there's a big question there, but I want to have a discussion. Let's find out what's really at the bottom of the abortion issue. Now, since I'm not in the university, I don't have to listen to a board or a president or other professors. I can say what I want. And what I want is to have a discussion, not to build a pro-abortion organization or an anti-abortion organization. I am administrative opponent. I don't want to be an administrator. I want to talk about these issues. And I don't want to take a vote on what we're going to talk about or any of that other stuff. I want to spend my time talking about the issues. deep-seated society issues and day-to-day new issues that come up. That's what I want to do. Now, if we can talk about these issues and find out where the problem is, where the conflict is, where the big objections are, well, then on the way to increasing the peace, and that's what I always talk about, increasing the peace. Not a perfect peace. I'm not Jesus. If you want perfect peace in the world human society, turn everybody to stone. Can't talk, can't interact, can't move. Perfect peace. Graveyard. But backing up from that and letting people interact all over the world, then we're going to have conflict. You have two people walking down the street. They're not going to be able to, unless they're just avoiding it, it's going to be unlikely that in their hour-long walk or something, something's going to come up that they don't agree on. If they're friends, they just say, oh, well, that's just the way Joe is. He's stupid. But if there's two human beings interacting, there's going to be tension and there's going to be some conflict. What we want to do is reduce that. We want to increase the level of peace in the world human society. So, I've set up this school, university, teach peace, well, I don't even know what you call it, Worldpeace, me, teaching peace. Really, I'm not teaching anything. I'm monitoring a discussion. And through that discussion, hopefully, there'll be some learning, teaching going on. I have my opinion on everything. But my objective is to get to the bottom of the conflict. I want to call out the hypocrisy. I'll give you an example. These people want to have babies born, but they don't want to write a check to support them. So you go into your daughter's life and you say you will have that baby. But hey, don't look to me for any money. That's pretty hypocritical. If you're going to step into the mix, you own it. And if you own it, you need to write a check. So going around telling other people what to do doesn't work. It hasn't worked with COVID. Why is it supposed to work with babies? Oh, because a fetus is a baby. No, a fetus is not a baby. And there's some other issues in there. But that's what I'm going to talk about. Global warming. Talk about that. Racism. The subordination of women in the world human society. I'm going to talk about all that. Now, how's this going to work? Well, what we're going to do is I'm going to do some videos like this, and I'm going to put a little narrative with it. And then I'm going to go over to a site called Lemon FM, and lemon.fm, and I'm going to set up a time for a discussion. Now, some of these discussions will be free, and some of them will cost $1 or $2. So I want to have a serious conversation, so I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to open up 25 slots for people to come and talk about abortion. And you're going to come in just like on a normal Zoom channel. At the designated time, you will have a link, and at the designated time, you will click that link and you'll come on into the conversation. And it's probably going to last 40 or 50 minutes. And then I'm going to shut it down. Then, based upon what's happened, I may write a little bit more, add it to the conversation. I may have another, I'm pretty sure I will have another discussion. I don't see any need in bringing 500 people into the conversation and try to watch a scrolling, interaction on, there's too many people. Nothing's going to get accomplished. So maybe 10 people, maybe 5 people, maybe 50, maybe 100, but I don't think many more than 100. If it's not a real volatile discussion, maybe we can go 100. But for the most part, I intend to do the videos and then on the video say, go to lemon.fm, and that's not stands for the Federation of Micronesia, Federated States of Micronesia. So that's how it's going to work. And on my website, Dr. John Worldpeace, Worldpeace Teaching Peace, there's going to be a daily schedule. It's going to show when I'm going to have an open mic conversation, just talking on Facebook or maybe even YouTube, and when I'm going to have something more formal going through Lemon FM. That's the plan. And the videos on YouTube are going to be a advertisement for the classes on that particular subject that'll be held and when they'll be held on Lemon FM. So that's what I'm going to do. It's going to take money. Some money will come from class participation. Everything that comes in there, 10% goes to Lemon for the administrative part of it. And there'll be to support teaching peace. You can contribute to PayPal, or you can contribute to my Patreon account, or just the money you pay to attend class. Classes may be $1, maybe $2. If there's a lot of interest, it may be $20. Most of the classes are going to stay at an hour. I think that any more than an hour is just going to be too much. People are going to go to sleep, or they're going to be at each other's throat in that period of time. So that's the plan. We have to do something, folks. I hate to tell you this, but we got 30 years. Then global warming is going to put an end to the world human society. Period. We're past the point of no return. There's no tomorrow. There's no meeting some designated increase in heat. We've already seen that what we've increased the heat so far is burning up the planet and flooding out the rest of it. We reached the critical mass. We've passed it. We're going to have to run faster. In 30 years, we're going to be living in a whole different world. And it's not going to be user-friendly. And there's an uncountable number of issues that fold into increasing the peace in the world human society. So that's what I have to say. You can either sit on your backside and do nothing and die and hand over to your children and grandchildren a non-functional, non-livable planet. I've studied this for many years, and there's a lot of issues, believe me. There are so many issues you can't even believe, but you will as you participate and follow along with what we're doing. All right, have a good day. Thanks for your consideration. Abe, goodbye.